new smoke lineups up their sleeve too.
Well, Cloud9 versus Outsiders, map number 2 right underway. Cloud9's pick of Ancient as we begin Cloud9's affair on the T side. Outsiders will at least get the CT sided start. Norbert with a dual Berettas rattling them away through cave out towards the B lane. It's Hobbit that goes down first.
They missed their top mid smoke here on the Cloud9 side. That could be a little costly. They finally close the distance. Jane was trying to back up, but it's interz who takes him down. That bomb is now onto the A site. It should get planted, but Norbert already closing the distance. He's making steps, and Nafany turns it round on towards him with the dualies. Man advantage for Cloud9 could continue, but finally Flit brings Nafany out of the round. It's a 2v2 post plant with Axile still having a molly. Axile peeking around the side, lines up the first kill. Kicker tries to go aggressive, but interz just needs to survive, just needs to buy time, and he knows it. They molly him off from the donut. No way for Kicker to win the round. And it is Cloud9 getting off to a good start. And wow, interz unexpected out towards mid, ends up with a double. Cloud9 kick things off with the pistol.
Yeah, well, we have been saying there is obviously changes that have happened to Ancient and how the game is being played a little bit differently, but one thing still remains, it is CT-sided. Certainly still will be. So Cloud9 starting on the T side, picking out the pistol on the T side. That's the best case scenario for them. It gives them an opportunity very early on to build a bit of a buffer. We'll see if Outsiders decide to invest into this round with a force fight. They're going to go with the USPs. Just the flash picked up here. So this should be a second round, no problem for Cloud9. Outsiders electing to get the rifles out as early as possible in this game, wanting to get that CT side going. And this does give 2 already to the attacking side. And as we said before, T rounds are a hot commodity on Ancient.
Hobbit happy to stray out into mid by himself. We'll now have the backup with Shiro. Bomb has been left in spawn. Axile's going to go back to get that. As Cloud9 start to converge around this B site. This round becomes more and more likely to be won without any casualties. One of those rare unicorn rounds.
Yes.
A mythical beast, just like Chewbacca with a brown lightsaber.
Yeah, truly majestic within the same vein. But I'm liking what we're seeing from Cloud9 so far, not just on Ancient, but in the series we see, the first map of the series. You know, we heard Blade towards the end of the, well, obviously in his post-game interview, talking about Navi's lack of intensity, perhaps, in terms of staying in the game mentally, trying to close it out as quickly and as strongly as possible. I felt like Cloud9 came out in this series with a great amount of intensity. It didn't let Outsiders get into the game at all. Everything was just shut down. There was no real weakness. The intensity was high for Cloud9. And if they take this series today and they win it in the fashion that they won Dust 2, this will probably be the most convincing team so far at this event with their opening game.
Yeah, it would be great if they can come through with that. Keep their form strong. Rifles are now out for Outsiders. The only downside to this buy is it is lacking some of those incendiaries you would normally want on the CT side. Decided to just smoke top mid early instead with 1 incendiary behind it. That will still be effective. That will allow Flit to get up towards those boxes briefly. But on the T side of things, Cloud9 have smoked off the Jaguar position, so Kicker can't get the assistance from mid. Smoke now deployed by the CT side to slow Cloud9 a little longer. I don't mind this B execute early if Cloud9 go for it. I think it's a pretty standard round to throw in there just to test what this B site hold is going to look like. Put a couple of smokes down, see if Outsiders decide to fight ahead or sit back.
It's a good nade.
Oh, I like this from Flit though. This mid control can be really valuable. You can see those flanks through mid come through at times. Nades coming into B, but they're actually going to go back with the bomb towards this position.
Yeah, Hobbit's going to go out and drop the bomb immediately. Shiro and interz with a couple of kills back, but Kicker making sure that mid is the safe position for Outsiders to reside. Kicker goes again, but it's Shiro will finally remove him from the cutout. A 2 versus 2 with the bomb in the back of Shiro. They turn their attentions towards B, which would put pressure on Norbert to try and defend as the 2 remaining Ts come out of the cave, and that will be their final resting place as Norbert puts them both in the ground with headshots. It's the first round for Outsiders posted on the CT side.
Lovely little transfer from Norbert at the end there. And for Cloud9, unfortunately, if they did actually commit to the B site, they would have been in good stead. But they go back to mid. Outsiders had a bunch of players flanking. And that suggests to me maybe Outsiders have put a bit of work into this map. Seeing that flank through mid, seeing that good timing to get in behind and to be a little disruptive. That is the sort of thing that is good to see from Outsiders here on Cloud9's map pick. Cloud9 again throwing this smoke down so that Kicker can't fight B lane early, but he's still going to go through. They use some utility. They trap Nafany in here. He's had to smoke the molly. They know he's trapped there, but they can't land the shots through the smoke. How is he not taking any damage?
He's dodging and weaving as well. He passed the bullets. Nafany's having a great time. Norbert's like, I've had enough. Finally. Effective in bringing down Nafany.
Jame wanted the AK, clearly. Chucked over into his hands. And now, for Cloud9, if you do just go for the A play, you feel like you might be going into a stack. You don't feel too comfortable about it, having lost B. But they're not going to do anything to get that B control back. They are just going to send it out towards A, and, well, maybe mid could be a way back in. Utility practice might not have paid off. I think that top mid smoke's got a gap.
Yeah, that's
oh, well.
that one
okay,
has a bit of a gap. It's hard to see really, but maybe a bit of a gap there. Fame holding for Cloud9 to come on out of A main. It is 1 kill on either side, but interz' double up is massive. But that's the bomb now loose. Hobbit coming back through the red room, realizes that more impact is needed from him. But yeah, the time is just not enough here for Cloud9 to go back and get it. So Outsiders effective in winning the rounds. Hobbit needs to run away and not die after the time. That'll be a disaster, so he'll get away. He'll save his rifle, but yeah, not good enough right there from Cloud9. Second round for Outsiders. There we go, and Nafany finally put an end to. interz gets a double here, but the unfortunate thing is for interz, he actually needed 3 to actually have a shot at winning the round, because at that point when the bomb goes down, there's 13 seconds left and there's no one beside him.
With the 2 safe guns, Cloud9 decide to fully invest. Molly out to mid early, but Nafany's trying to beat it, and Flit is blind and in trouble. Nafany spams to the body, gets that gun, and gets into Donut early.
This is what I was talking about. If you can get out mid with some of the weaker guns early, getting into the donut really adds some threats to the CT side, because you're going to have to deal with the A split. Dealing with the A split with the amount of cover you now have in the A side is pretty impossible. So if Cloud9 decide to go to this A site right now, they should be able to get away with the plant quite easily. Outsiders pushing down B, getting some control back. But Cloud9 look to go towards this A bomb site.
Fame playing behind this big box. We are seeing this position played more and more frequently, so I would expect Cloud9 to be aware of it, but look at the rotate. Norbert now arriving, even has a smoke which could delay, and we've also got Jame close by. Norbert's just going to get the first fight for free. The other player's trying to follow up.
Yeah, Norbert, though, he's doing everything. Fame comes in with a double 2. He looks towards interz and Nafany, and just from main to donut in one foul swoop, and Cloud9. Yeah, very slow round here. Never really with a killer instinct to finish the round with a bang. So Outsiders able to go to 3. They will now take the lead on the CT side. And, you know, we are still looking at a half where you don't need too many T rounds. You still want to get towards the 5 or the 6 to feel great about the half. But Cloud9 picking up 2 already. These first few gun rounds on the out haven't looked fantastic. But it's just about trying to squeeze a few into the half from this point onwards. Good stuff from Norbert. Good round from him, actually. He's had a good start. 6 and 2 at the moment. Eventually, we're going to see Jane pick up that AWP. He'll get enough cash for that down the line. This should be a round 2 be picked up for Outsiders in the follow-up. Good stuff from Norbert. I think this is the setup that feels the best right now on the A side. You have one initially taking the fight from Temple, and then one from the big box can find the closer fights. It feels like a pretty strong setup right now.
And I'm loving how different the Outsiders individuals are looking, to be honest. That's the big thing I was watching for. Just there, you see quick kills being landed. 2 smokes deployed there to try and get rid of the molly. That might ring the alarm bell of Norbert. It's his nade that's just rung the head of Nafany, got him out of there. Eventually, the AK of Hobbit gets into play, but they've already lost 2 players before they can find that fight.
Well, the AK of Hobbit, nearly the only key available here for Cloud9 to try and open up some opportunities. interz goes forward from Jaguar. It will be Norbert to deliver one. Hobbit trades him out with a rifle, and with that smoke down, oh, there's a bit of a pixel spot. I thought that smoke was going to assist Cloud9, but actually James gets close enough to it to spawn out a bit of Shiro. And Hobbit now looks to be the hero. 1v3. 50 seconds still to play with. He'll begin to walk up the B ramp and enter the B site itself. Fame plays within the cubby. Hobbit has so much to clear that sometimes you can neglect to just check this one position, and the timing out on the peak. Fame will spot him out and Hobbit will go down. So round collected here for Outsiders. 4 now on the board. Cloud9 didn't get a bomb plant there. That would have helped out matters, but still enough to get the rifles.
Hobbit will also get an AK given into his hands, so they will get a decent buy across the board. Belated trade came in, but it was that flank from Jame which made sure that Outsiders were still on top. Smoke goes down early from Nafany. Hobbit also extinguishing a molly, so this time Cloud9 able to get the early B-sided control. Hobbit also flashed through towards mid. Despite getting that B control, though, it looks like it is going to likely be an A play right now, and this time Fame is alone on that site.
Yeah, he's been good so far, but Fame really will be tested here. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, and he will get one. Good trade from Axel. Norbert about to fight interz, and Norbert is really starting to light up now. 9 and 3. Flit will assist in taking Axel out, and Shiro has pushed forward. He's got the bomb on his back, and hasn't seized the opportunity. Not a lot of Jame was showing around the corner, so it was impossible to take out the sniper. And now Cloud9 in a real tough position, jumping over the big box. Jame goes in, spots out Shiro, attempting to leap to the site, brings him down, and with that kill, the bomb now loose in the site. Hobbit once again alone. Difficult clutch ahead of him, a 1v4. Has found the life of one, but Jame will put the bullet right where it needs to go. And a 5th round now for Outsiders. I'm just loving Norbert's performance right now.
Yeah, having a very good game. Cloud9 forced into a timeout. I don't mind this call to go for the contact A play, especially after they sell some presence towards B. They did lose a player eventually, and the thing that surprised me here for Cloud9 is they didn't have the utility to follow up. I thought we were going to see that A play with then a smoke towards CT, maybe a smoke towards Donut, and a quick bomb plant. But instead, after they get the initial trade, which looked good, they don't have the utility to safely get the bomb down. They get caught by players rotating into position. Completely different look here from Outsiders, and a much better one for their chances in this series. Pistols in Cloud9's hands for this round. CT smoke goes down early. The molly denies the B ramp aggression, but they're going to go into Jaguar instead, and Kicker almost got caught. But that molly isolates Nafany, and okay, there's a shot from interz. Now the B site is open. The bomb's not there yet.
Oh, blinded.
Wow.
Interz. Oh, just swings on by. Shiro getting some impact here as well for Cloud9. A couple of kills, all rattling up. And the bodies will continue to pile up for the outsider's side, but Fame still has an opportunity to rectify all of that. He is close to the long, spotted out Hobbit towards Cave, but remember there is a bit of a flank coming around the backside of Fame. He will consider that maneuver and turns around, but unfortunately not going to be successful in bringing down either remaining player for Cloud9, and they will pick up their third. Finally, after a drought of round wins, Cloud9 are back.
Hugely impactful round. Outsiders have a couple of players slightly short on money, and it's the pistols that
Such
do
a nice
it.
shot.
Yeah, Norbert just jiggle peeks initially. That's what allows access towards B. That's what allows them to get out onto the site. And it's no longer just the choke point of ramp. There's a couple of different angles that have to be considered. You can see the utility really weak for outsiders in this round. They don't have the incendiaries. They can't stop this early map control to be gathered from the Cloud9 side.
That volley bounced. that's yeah, it had an extra bounce to it.
It can happen sometimes if it lands weirdly.
Yeah. Then no glass bounce at all, to be honest.
Apparently. It's going to peek top mid, the utility good this time. Nafany forcing fights over towards Cave. He's already got the first kill. He's already got into an advanced angle, and with this smoke down, it's a pretty decent chance they could get the site control here, even if they don't have the bomb with them right now.
Look to extend out B. They've done very well already, taking some control. Cloud9
Who's getting the bomb?
maintaining the
lads.
advantage. That is a very good point, Hawker. They do have to go and get that, and already being decided is interz is the bomb carrier. He'll bring it up on into the B site, locking the plant in with the new cover. Will feel very safe and cushy behind that. In the meantime, though, Shiro with another pick in Cloud9. 2 to the good, forcing outsiders into the save call. They found a bit of a weakness here on this B site. Back-to-back rounds now, Cloud9 have attacked into the B bomb site and found the round win. And they're starting to break that economy down for outsiders, which is why we're seeing the 3-man save already. 3 players staying alive is massively important because you will be able to afford a decent buy across the 2 other players here. So if Hobbit can even find 1 kill, that would make a big difference to outsiders' chances in the next round. But it doesn't look like Hobbit is really going to force the issue. And that will be around for Cloud9. Look at the money starting to build here for the T side as well. It's really looking quite pretty over there.
I think this is a really good example of how important...
Look at that.
There it is. How important the CT utility is on Ancient right now. Okay, Shiro.
Okay.
Nerd. Yeah, the CT utility is just so important. You either use it as the early incendiaries to get the map control towards mid, towards B, or we've seen in a lot of rounds for CTs, if that B execute comes in, throughout this tournament, teams have actually been really good at just using their mollies and nades to still deny the plant on the B site. Because even if you get the smokes down and you get onto the site, you have the cover, but you don't have the ability to plant out in the open. And if you just put the incendiaries and the nades towards that position on the site, you can deny the plant. But outsiders didn't have that option in that round. They had very limited utility. And now into this one, their money's going to be even worse. Just a couple of nades bought alongside these saved guns. No incendiary for them towards mid. They have to smoke it instead. Flit is still going to get into a pretty good position to realize that mid has been cleared out early. That gives the CT some options, but Cloud9 yet again have full focus on the A side of the map, outside of Nafany, and now that he's gone, they're going to have to commit to A.
Oh, Fame holding. It's one good pick, a second taken away. Good hold again from Fame's rifle. He's done a lot of work on this map so far when challenged towards the A site. Flit able to come back in and help on Hobbit. It is just Shiro. This is not a round Cloud9 would have expected to drop, and Shiro's missed his no-scope, goes back in again, and Kicker brings him down with a P250. Of all rounds to lose, that didn't really look like one Cloud9 should have, but they do, and Fame delivers some really solid impact.
Yeah, one of the advantages of that spot is when you're crouched like that, your model is just slightly leaning to the right with the head.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for the opponents to hit the headshot against you. There's not going to be much of your head showing. That's part of why that position is played. It allows you to just spray away to the body and hopefully get a double kill on the hold, which is exactly what is delivered. Still a buy available to Cloud9. We were saying earlier, it's not like you need that many T rounds to put yourself in a good position. They're already keeping this game close. Good timing on the aggression though. Kicker gets one, Norbert's going to try and follow up, but Shiro gets him through the smoke. That's a really important kill for Cloud9. It keeps them the B control. Oh, Flint's ready for the boost.
Oh, he still loses the fight. Oh, okay. Big brain Flit no longer has a brain. Axel is forced out of his skull, and now a minute 5 seconds remaining. Cloud9 will maintain the player advantage. Some utility, the final pieces of utility, in fact, being used up for outsiders at the 1 minute mark, and the smoke squad deployed. There is still an HG and a flash left, but that's not going to be too effective. Cloud9 setting up for the B plate, and Hawker, one player on the B side, doesn't seem so hot, does it?
I mean, at least there's no molly for this possession. Sometimes it can go uncleared, and James just now arriving.
Yep, he could act as a distraction and set up Kicker for a couple of kills here, actually. And that's going to work out. James does set up the distraction, gets a kill from it. Now Kicker pops out, so there we go. It's now actually flipped to the side of outsiders, and James getting in the midst of battle, and somehow they turn it. James gets back just in the nick of time, and that's enough to get them the round win.
James threw that smoke down aggressively towards B and a flash alongside it. So I think he was just using that utility to have an opportunity to quickly look back at A. And once he realized that there wasn't anyone there, he did get back to B in time. He could have been caught with poor timing if he didn't realize they were so close, but luckily he caught them on the cross. That gave the early information away. And then James and Kicker working really well together to win that round. Still a buy for Cloud9, still able to get full rifles out, but Kicker is going aggressive again.
And he's got his teammate behind him too, so this is very aggressive, but they both line up. And that aggressive maneuver just works out for interz. A double kill as Nafny tries to leap through the cave. They realize the AWP of JM is still inside of the site. Fame plays from middle to stop Hobbit from getting forward, and we are still at even odds, but JM continues to deliver some massive impact from the site. Axel springs into action, and he's committed too far to the left. That's going to kill him. Surely that will cost him, but no way. Axel gets a second chance, and he looks for Fame. He goes into the fight, but Fame will best him. Cloud9 come close again, but it's outsiders that keep edging these rounds out.
It looked so good for Cloud9. You get the first 2 kills. interz able to line them up. They didn't fully clear out this close corner, but James gets that first fight back, and I think as soon as they saw that AWP, they started to panic slightly on the Cloud9 side. They weren't sure whether they wanted to commit and try and run the AWP down. If you're playing behind that new cover on the site, it can be really effective to be able to isolate some of those fights. So they slowed it down just slightly, allowed a rotate to come through, which helped James significantly in that position he played.
Yeah, that's 2 rounds now where James has been the difference inside of the B side. Just his positioning has been perfect. Really a threat for Cloud9 to try and figure out how to deal with, because for Cloud9, they've got to feel like they're getting into pretty good positions with the start of the rounds, right? They're getting into the late round situation and almost looks favorable for them, but the difference has been the outsiders players in the late rounds are finding more significant frags, so Cloud9 need to tidy up a few items within their rounds, and so that timeout is used to let Groove have his say. What I love about Groove is he never stands up. He just sits there. It's like, you will listen to me. He commands the respect while just sitting down. It's great.
Definitely what you like from your coach. Flit has been caught on the edge of the smoke. Hobbit wins the early fight towards mid. Haven't seen a massive amount of mid play from Cloud9. They focused on the bomb sites. And this time, Nafany, who is oftentimes front of the pack, has been dealt with again. Had a few rounds now where he's getting caught out early, away from his teammates. I would like to see a little more mid play from Cloud9. They have just put a smoke into the top mid position. Going to follow up on it, but it is drawing the attention of the outsiders players, especially with Hobbit swinging, but Fame winning that fight is important. Now he can hold, he will start to realize Mid is a little clear. The smoke will obscure his vision, but B is vulnerable right now. The only downside for Cloud9 is they don't have any nades, but I think they might just be able to sneak into the B site either way.
Well, the jump out into the site. They're going to cross in behind and plant on default.
Oh, I like the boost.
I love the boost. It's interesting because there's a bit of cover to play with, and alongside that smoke, it's something you're just not really going to be ready for, but they disassemble it, smoke fades away, and so that cover no longer exists. Now, Jam has been the threat. He has been the real nuisance for Cloud9.
That smoke's huge. 2 players in cave right now.
Yeah, that's just cut off a lot of the support. In fact, all of the support for Axel, and puts him under a lot of pressure, forces him into the fight versus Jam, and Fame alongside of him getting kills, and interz has really got to deal with the defuse more than anything, but not really in a position to do so. And it is another round for the Outsiders. Yet again, Cloud9 in the late round get themselves into the post plant, but Outsiders retake it.
Yeah, this time they just didn't have any nades on the Cloud9 side, even to get onto the site in the first place. So they get left with 2 players behind the default position. It's not an ideal post plant to set up. I think the boost was a good idea. Could have given them a chance for an early pick. Would have made the best out of their position. Could have been unexpected, but it didn't end up bearing any fruit. They didn't get the fight they wanted from it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Cloud9 are getting many fights at this point. No one's really been getting too much impact in the fragging department. It's been Outsiders dominating that front. A lot of those post plants doesn't even come down to fights.
Jame has switched it up this round. He's AWPing over on A. So if they were to go B, at least they wouldn't have to deal with that AWP that has been so pesky. Interz boosted up onto the box. Pretty ballsy decision to swing. There is again a little gap in that smoke, but it is on the left side, so Hobbit can still sneak towards Donut if he wants to. Finally it fades, flip backs away. Molly into Kickout's position forces him to fall back. So that will allow cave control to be taken by Cloud9. Smoke goes down though, 30 seconds, 38 seconds for Cloud9, and they're starting to move in towards this site.
Flick gets one. interz makes sure that he still continues to do his work. He has been finding some crucial kills, but it's time for someone else to step up, and Hobbit looks to slot into those shoes. Norbert, oh, it does damage to the spam, but Hobbit will be able to commit to the bomb plant. Not only that, but get away. And that's a crucial piece of info, because keeping that extra player up into this 3v3 is essential for Cloud9 to close this one out. Fame is starting his flank around the backside, and Shiro was looking the wrong way. Turns, but too late already. The kill will be in Fame's hands. The follow-up is even better. Axel is now down, and it is just Hobbit left inside of the cave. And once again, Cloud9 just losing the fights in the late round. They need 5 rounds to be picked up, and Hobbit looking to try and get them in. The time is ticking. He's so close to the wall binds, but it's just too far left, and that will cost them a 10th round yet again. The late round on B goes Outsiders' way.
It's hard to play these post plants on B if you don't get the aggressive control, if you don't get to push in towards long or short. You have to sit back, and you don't have many positions where you can watch that bomb, especially once your ramp player gets taken out. This flank from Fame was incredibly important. Another great game, or another great round in this game for Fame. 15-7. And this is a call out of Spawn. Last round of the half, Cloud9 want to go out towards A early. We haven't seen them go this quick towards A, but Fame's got the utility and the frag. They're cancelling.
Yeah, they are. Cloud9 have went B and B and B again, and try to flip into the polar opposite and immediately get halted. Like, they did try to go A a lot in the early portions of this half, but the holds from Fame and Norbert and Flit, everyone basically was staying on the A side for any portion of that first half was really successful. But once again, a missed smoke from Cloud9 into mid. And that just gives Jam a huge angle to peek down with the AWP. And that is going to be an easy kill for him.
Hobbit has crossed in that timing window, in that gap. Wow, that flash full blinds him. Luckily, no one peeks. Hobbit will now start to move towards top mid. There is maybe a small window for Hobbit to make a play happen, but James is still just watching for it. He's decided to sit back. 41 seconds remaining. I think to activate Hobbit, they might have to start making some noise elsewhere. And Hobbit will wait for his teammates to sell this presence towards B. They're going to need clean kills onto that B side, though. Oh, that's brutal. Now they hear him.
Yeah, he can't do anything. Now Shiro's turn to come up into the B ramp. Here we go, Cloud9, last round of the half. Missed shot from Jay. Maybe that's the opening they need, but as soon as that happens, Norbert just lines up two, and closing it will be Kicker, 11-4. What a bounce back from the Outsiders. They are looking to force this to map number 3. Join us after the break to see if they can conclude ancient in their favor.
Sometimes I like the way you try, even though you know you will fail. Sometimes I give you hope before I take it all away from you. Just I'll never let you.
11-4 for the Outsiders. An incredible showing here in the first half. Cloud9's map pick not proving to be too fruitful so far. That first half performance did not lead me to believe there was a lot of work going into this map. We'll see if they can bounce back on the CT side. They need a pistol start here, Holke. I don't think they've won enough rounds to survive a pistol loss, so they've got to pick this one up.
Couple of dualies, which we see fairly frequently on the Ancient CT pistols. There are quite a few close-range positions where the USP maybe isn't as optimal. And interz will be holding close. Flit's got some flashes lined up all the way back from this position. Yeah, looks like he'll come a little closer. They've already got the B lane control, and the B site is pretty weak right now. There's also no kit for Cloud9, so they could really do with a good hold.
If interz dies, it's going to be so difficult on B. You've lost him. Now a rotation needs to immediately come through here from Hobbit, but if this plays quick in from outsiders, Nafany just isn't in the site. He's behind the smoke, so this will come down to either a successful kill from the boost or having to play retake. And you'll notice on the side of Cloud9, there's no utility and there's no kits. You need a kill from the boost, and they at least will get one of those. Hobbit right through the smoke, takes back Flit. Shiro pushes forward, and Nafany's getting a kill as well here. Cloud9 turning the pistol into a one-sided show. That is exactly what they needed at the start of the second half. They absolutely needed to pick up the pistol, and they've done it in style.
Wow, what a turnaround. I was in the same camp as you. I thought that was going to be a real problem once that bomb got towards the B site. But some good shots come through, and now we could well have a game on our hands. Hobbit there able to just spam. Fortunately, they found that boost. It bought them that bit of extra time. It left outsiders in a position where they had to focus on getting that bomb down in the first place. They haven't gone for the full force buy. We're seeing this more and more now. When teams get the bomb down, they're not necessarily always full forcing, but they've got the one AK. They don't have it anymore, though. The flash towards mid from Shiro, full blind split. That AK has been stranded out on mid, and Jay was desperate to get that AK into his hands, but Hobbit says no.
Yeah, denied.
Are there 0 kills on this, Nafany? Not anymore. He's got one on the stat.
It's just lost something. It's popped the cherry. It's got the kill. There we go, straight away. MP9's found it. But, you know, this is a map where, you know, Cloud9 can really shred on the CT side. In particular, Nafany can really shred over towards that B side. There's some incredible performances happening out in Dallas in particular.
So nice, we replay it twice.
Yeah, in the playoffs, you know, Nafany would have like huge performances down and towards that B ramp. So just be careful here, outsiders. You know, you've got a very good first half, but Cloud9 definitely not a team you can count out on the CT side performances. There's outsiders' purchase. Look at this, a couple of AKs, Khalil's, and a Tech 9, the Darth Maul Tech 9.
That is now what we're calling it.
Yeah, looks cool. It's better than Isaac, I think is what it's called.
Exile playing on the left side of the box. Looking to dodge any utility that comes his way. Nice spray onto both players. He was briefly blinded, but he's stuck with it. He's already got 2.
Oh, Faye. Lovely shot on the Shiro. And that's at least one back, but look at this from Hobbit. Quick double from in behind, but he's run out of ammo. He's feeling the wrath of the new update. No bullets left, so the turn on the kill will come in from Flit. He needs to come on out. Interz and Nafany. Trying to lock this round out for a 7th, and interz will be the man to do it. 7 rounds picked up for Cloud9. It's been a bit of a quiet game for Flit in particular individually. Obviously, his team had a pretty good first half showing. Flit felt like they never really attacked his site that often, but he's 8-14, so obviously he's died a lot. Not having a great time right now. See if he can turn that around in the second half, but Cloud9 picking up the essential rounds that they need to. It should be 8 rounds now. James got an AK.
He does. Flit spending a bunch of money to get that into his hands. And no one else really has anything on the outsider's side.
Oh,
Here is Jame. Not anymore.
He needed that. He needed that. He was close to it as well, but Hobbit will beat him out in the fight. Shiro falls back deeper into the darkness of the cave, and now the mid play for outsiders continues. It's an AK into the hands of Flit. Can he find the kill on Hobbit? Ooh. He's going to take a lot of damage now. Axel starting to come in and try and catch Flit from behind with the information picked up from Hobbit. And Axel will do exactly that. 2 picked up. Fame and Kicker, the last 2 remaining players. They will make their leap into the B site to see if they can get a bomb plan out of this. But it really should be getting shut down.
Ooh, interz spotted Fame dropping off. Cloud9 are popping off at the start of this second half.
Ratio, you fell off.
Why? Why?
You can't be cringing anything I've done today, Hawker.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're referring to.
If you haven't seen Hawker's video, go on Twitter, please. It's beautiful. It's pure art.
Truly. Hey, look, Cloud9 have started this half with a lot of confidence. The individuals are looking way better. James has been able to get the AWP into his hands. AKs are there for Outsiders. Now we'll get to see if the T side is going to be as much of an issue for the Outsiders side. CT smoke missed there in towards the doors, but I think Outsiders would have got past it anyway. Kicker is incredibly low, down to 2 health. He has got the Jaguar control, but the cave control won't be as easy. With Shiro waiting alongside interz in the corner. Ollie forces Shiro back.
Ooh.
Good bit of damage done by it too.
Nearly became barbecue.
Ooh.
Nate's searching for him. It does 2 HP damage.
I like the attempt. They thought they might go back to it. Well, Outsiders have used a lot of utility. They have 2 smokes left. It's not going to be easy to get onto a bomb site. Made more difficult by that shot from Hobbit, but at least James got that AWP. And now Cloud9 do have to consider mid. It is completely open. James is looking pretty confident that A can be pressured right now, and yet still Cloud9 aren't budging.
Oh, they just caught the timing.
They do, though.
They just caught the timing. Norbert moves forward just as Cloud9 started to alleviate the initial setup they had within the site, but Shiro and interz deal with the push forward. 2 kills picked up on Shiro and interz already. And it's just JM and Kicker with 20 seconds and no bomb control.
They don't think they can get that bomb back in time.
Well, they can't. Unless they had some Heelys, and maybe just then they could skate to victory.
Maybe, but not meant to be this time. Yeah, they left themselves with a very limited amount of utility for the late round this time. They did an okay job at keeping it close by trying to draw the rotate away. But Cloud9 were able to come back to B in time. Without the utility, some of these fights were favorable for the CTs. Only 2 rounds the difference. I love how often James seems to have a gun throughout these rounds on the T side.
He always finds a way. He's mastered the economics, hasn't he?
He has.
And Hobbit's mastered the parkour to get beyond the fire and get in behind this donut smoke, watching for Flit crossing up, but I don't know if he's seen him. So Flit's got a good position up and outside of red.
We'll scope in from James at top mid. May have been heard by Hobbit. I don't think he's going to make an aggressive move any longer.
This A main push is good from Cloud9.
Oof.
Was good for Cloud9. Good trade at least for Shiro. Axel goes down to the Deeg. But that's information. 2 players are on A at a minimum.
Yeah, I do like the aggression from Cloud9 because they'd lost mid. I think they needed something back. But as you were saying, it gives some information to Outsiders. And with that smoke down, Deeg will be recovered by Kicker. 53 seconds for Outsiders to make up their minds. Norbert's all the way into cave. And that means if Outsiders could start to sell this fake towards A, there's a pretty decent chance they could try and get the bomb down. But James scopes in. interz decides to drop back. Slowly making their way towards B. A couple of smokes are available to them. And with how passive this setup is from Cloud9, these smokes should allow the bomb to be planted without issue.
Without issue, you say. Well, Nafany still decides he's going to get a delightful smoke kill. Flit taken out. This game's getting bad to worse, doesn't it, for Flit? Kicker's got into the smoke, though. He's got himself a good advanced position. It's going to fade away. Oh, no. The spray wasn't good enough. And interz is going to punish. It's now just Norbert left. He's low as well, 36 HP. Stuck on the ramp. Cloud9 coming back into the site. They should really have no issue in covering off this defuse. Nafany is sticking it without the kit, so full 10 seconds to add some insult to injury. Norbert will peek out, and as he does so, Shiro takes him out. 10 rounds now for Cloud9. This was 11-4, now 11-10.
Well, that was quick. right back into this. We were thinking this was going to be one-sided for Outsiders, but can't overlook how hard that T side of Ancient can be.
No, I also think it's not even just how hard the T side is. I think it's also just how good Cloud9 are on the CT side. They just look so much better on the CT side. You know, Nafny in particular, I think really comes to life. So hopefully he can get that going too, because he had a very, very quiet first half, and that's the first bit of impact really being felt from him there. So 7 and 14 at the moment. I think he's going to feel a lot better over the next few rounds. And if they win this gun round, you know, obviously you tie it up, but just what it does for the mentality, what it does for the momentum of the game, and where it puts Outsiders, this round really means a lot.
Shiro holding here with the AWP. Outsiders do go for quite a few of these dry peaks at times, to go for information plays, to try and take map control. That is the perfect position for the AWP to hold. No chance of a trade. The A site is a little weak right now, with only Axile towards Donuts. He's put a smoke down on A main. It's just now fading, so he'll come back to watch this, but there are smokes coming in from Outsiders. 2 smokes for Donut, in fact.
All right, well, they've extra smoked that for sure. And Axel is going to line up 2 kills, make it 3. Axel brings down the bomb. Oh, for Outsiders, they walk out into A. They try and get some ground, but as soon as they come up against their first opposition, it is all but over. Just a matter of seconds, really. And now it's a matter of time before James will join them. Oh, of course, of course. All right, James, he's mastered it. Off they go.
Wait, he can plant.
Yep, he can.
Oh my.
No, he's actually stored it away.
It's not James time. Look at Cloud9. They're in spawn.
They're like, where is
him.
he? Where is he? They thought it was James time, but he's confused them.
No
he has
way.
confused them.
Please win it, James. Please.
If he wins this, the anti-James time,
They're all coming Donut.
he's going to hold
Oh, he's
towards
looked away.
Donut, but he's now looked away indeed. He's watching main, and yeah, getting more than one here is going to be really hard. At least Nafny killed his own teammate, so, you know, something happened there against Cloud9. But the defuse will happen, 11 to 11, and we're all tied up. Yeah, that bomb plant does a lot, though, for the economy. Like, look how much extra utility you're going to get out of that because of that plant. That's not bad at all. Round could have been better, though.
Yeah. I mean, clearly that's what Norbert meant when he said James is a genius.
Yeah, did a little Jedi mind trick.
Exactly. I think that A play from Outsiders, though, could just do with a little more utility. If you're going to smoke Donut like that anyway, you kind of are giving away you're going for the A play. So I would have liked a couple of flashes in there if you are going to be moving up towards the site like that. Sadly, they all line up. They don't trade successfully. Mac 10 will be able to move into these close quarters. Interz had a smoke out. Luckily able to tuck back in time. Outsiders seem like they are focused on this A site again. Perhaps they think they can fix the spacing from the previous round. Difference is this time, Axile's got a friendly little Hobbit there to help him on A. At least he did. Hobbit's just now left into top mid. I do have to give Cloud9 a good bit of credit for playing so patiently throughout here on this CT side. They're never overextending, they're never falling for the trap of pushing into Outsiders, and now Outsiders will set up that A play we were talking about. Smoke ready for Donut.
And it's only one this time, only one smoke.
That's good. And
All
some
right, Axel,
flashes.
is it the same? It is not going to even be 1 kill for Axel. He's going to go down. This is finally looking like an Outsiders round win. Should be a save call. Pack it up. Cloud9 save over on the other side of the map. Finally, they've penetrated that A site and they've been effective in getting the kill. So Outsiders back into the lead.
Yeah, that was the one switch up I wanted. Just a couple of flashes thrown towards the back. That's all you need there. It makes it so much more difficult for Axile. And if he can't get anything done on the initial hold, then that A site will be vulnerable, will be susceptible. And as you were saying earlier, the reason that round is really possible is because of the James bomb plant. which is ridiculous to think about. But if they didn't have the extra money, they wouldn't have had utility if they even would have went for the buy. So because James sneaks away with that, Outsiders get the nades they need to convert the round.
Yeah.
And they take back the lead.
It's a little, Counter-Strike's about the tiny little details. The extra percentage that can increase your chance of winning the next round. And that bomb plant did that. Now they're back in contention, but the question now is, can Cloud9 suffocate any chances of really creating a fire beneath the Outsiders here? Can they stop them from stringing rounds together and just make it a one-time thing? So a timeout taken to allow Groove on the mic to have his say and how they could adjust a few items of their performance. I've got the AWP still for Shiro. Everything is still available here to Cloud9. I think there is a bit of a weakness towards that A site right now. It's leaving Axel alone in Donut. One smoke is enough to get rid of him, and there's no one really there to help him. So we'll see if Outsiders continue to target the A site. I think Cloud9 really are still playing Ancient the way the old map used to be played, though. It's like, wait, people are hitting the A site? This is confusing. And then they just hit B every round. So, you know, it really is adding up.
Molly's early to keep map control. interz will go aggressive. The flash so good that even though Norbert took a while to be spotted.
Oh, that nade. Oh, it doesn't even matter. The bullets are enough. interz brings down 2 from the B lane aggression. JM one of them, Norbert the other. 2 heavy hitters out of the round already for Outsiders.
A little more aggression thrown in from Cloud9 from the get-go. Their passive holds were working previously, but they figure it's time for a switch up, and these flashes are fantastic. This time Shiro with the flash assist. interz finally traded through the smoke, but he has done so much work for his team. He can sit back, relax, and probably watch his team convert this 4v2 that he's put them in.
That's the thing about Cloud9, right? They have so much firepower that you can play the passive setup, but also you have the ability to get aggressive, get in their face a couple of times on the CT side and really make it work out. So you have a lot of options available to you, and it seems to be that was the call out of the timeout as well. So it's really good to see that here for Cloud9. Now they just have to make sure they convert it and close this one out. Shiro with the AWP, misses the shot on Fame. It was a tight angle, but they just swing wide into Nafny. He gets one. It's a one and done. Kicker trades again, and he gets a bomb plant here. That's not too bad. Oh, I maybe was a little bit too early calling the bomb plant. It nearly gets prevented. Axel will eventually get the kill on the spam, but the plant will come through. And that's the bomb down, but the round won by Cloud9 as we're tied up again, 12-12.
That spam to the side of the B cover is so much better than I expected it would be.
Yeah, really good, isn't it?
Yeah, you actually can do a pretty decent bit of damage and potentially just deny bomb plants with that wall bang, as long as you have the spray control.
Because if you overextend the other way, right?
Yeah.
If you tilt your back the other way, then you're exposed to
the boost over the smoke or just spams.
Yeah,
on the other side.
I think it's in a good spot, actually. The cover is really well designed.
I agree. See if Cloud9 go aggressive again. It's Axar taking the fight to them. Big damage done early, and he's hanging around.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Kicker and Jamer are barely walking.
Oh,
and Norbert's gone. Axel just getting in their face, getting right where they want to be. And he's going to walk around the back of Jamer, and it's a kill. He stopped fighting Kicker. Turned pacifist for that one, I think. But he's only done enough. 3 kills for Axel. Bomb down as well.
And being held by the AWP of Shiro. He's just scoped in on that angle.
Poor Flit. Hasn't done anything.
Ooh, can he see this angle? I don't think he can see the bomb, but he knew it was dropped there. He's going to back away anyway. No need to take fights. Outsiders haven't even got the bomb, though.
Yeah, they're saving AWP. In the hands of Kicker. Save over into the next round. And that's going to be a 1-minute save on the clock here. And Jamie isn't alive, but he, I guarantee you, he's looking down the line with a grin on his face, proud of his team in this moment.
Well, we can take a moment to appreciate the nature of Ancient.
A lot of birds.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to be in these sorts of positions. You can take a breath. You can enjoy your surroundings. Sometimes we get so caught up in life, Dinko.
Yeah, that's true. Give me your best David Attenborough impression of one player in particular on the server. Go ahead. Pick a player.
All right, I'll pick Kickert here. He's playing from his favorite position. He's made it his home, all the way back in the spawn. I can't do a great David Attenborough impression.
Yeah,
sadly.
that was more like just the creepy guy who lives down the road from me. But you tried.
Excuse me.
Oh, I don't. This guy doesn't exist. But it was more of a. That's kind of what it would sound like if there were a creepy guy who lived down
I
the road
never
from me.
said I could do a good David Attenborough.
No, I was just
impression for
wondering
what
if you
it's worth.
could. But you know, there's some work to be done. We can improve that.
I'm not trying to become a David Attenborough impersonator.
You know what? I
actually.
feel like you could.
I don't. That is not in my
It's
life
a pretty cool life.
I'm sure it is, Dig.
But you have to do it
talking
strictly
from
about CS
experience.
players. So
Ooh.
buy is in. 4 outsiders. And they're coming out again, swinging. Cloud9 recently have employed an aggressive play style on the CT side, getting into battle very early in the B lane. We've seen some A aggression last round. It's a bit more passive this time around. They have a double setup in mid through the cubby. But here's the B play coming in for outsiders. interz looks to deliver from the side itself. He does very well alongside Nafany, and they are shutting this one down. They're perfectly set up to deal with the attack into the site, and it's James left alone. It's one burnt away on towards interz. James gets the kill on Hobbit, and now a lot more needed from James, and Axel isn't going to allow that to happen. 14 rounds for Cloud9, 2 away from taking victory in the series and completing this comeback from 11-4 down all the way back to victory.
Seeing the individuals play so well on this CT side for Cloud9. Smoke was a little late to bloom. Allowed Nafany to help interz, who was going to be isolated on the site if that smoke landed sooner. But instead, they have a crossfire initially. Nafany eventually fights through the smoke. Flit's going to go ahead and move out into mid early. Some good utility from outsiders to get him up over the top. They've used a lot of smokes in order to get that mid control early, though. You have to smoke the incendiary of the CT and then get the donut and top mid smoke into play. So 3 smokes out of the hands of outsiders. They've only got 1 remaining. And this double stack on 2 different heights is basically impossible to beat with a Flit hit.
You're right. He's dead straight away.
It was AKs as well.
Man, he's
It's
just
not even like you have the advantage of you having the one-shot headshot. They've got it too.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel so bad for him. He's having such a rough time here on the server. Still trying to go for these opening fights, and you are the player that gets thrown into battle early. Sometimes you, more often than not, will just get bind out. Here comes the execute up for outsiders. Nafany, unsuccessful on the swing. So a bit of a gap opened up here for the outsiders. Shiro doesn't have the particular weapon this great. It's spamming through the smoke, but luckily interz certainly does, and does damage onto the first. The second player is, well, barely walking at this point. This is not the strongest post plant, but Kicker can come through. And from Jaguar to the cave, he's found himself a kill, but Jamie's down, and it's still a 3 versus 2 favoring Cloud9. Hobbit coming up from the ledge into B lane, catches out Kicker, and puts the rest of the round all on Fame. He's on 5 HP, and eventually will get spammed through the smoke and the wall by the AWP of Shiro.
These B retakes.
Give him the
proving
fist
to
bump,
be
Axel. There we go.
Very effective. Definitely deserves the fist bump for that one, because Cloud9 now have map and series point. This swing from Nafany is a little too confident. It's really hard to swing into that specific angle down towards ramp. However, the rest of the team do their job. interz still in cave is really nice to have on the hold. It's a strong position to be in. It limits the options for the T side in the post plant too, even though they eventually cleared him out. While that was happening, Cloud9 took site control, and now fast, aggressive move into mid, again denied. Shiro opening it up, Axel alongside him. Cloud9 looking set to take this one.
Well, some classic Nafany aggression down the B ramp, but it hasn't gone his way, so potentially not done yet. Outsiders have found an opening into the B site. They look to try and snatch this and turn this into the round win. The smoke will prevent Shiro from spotting the cross of Norbert deep. And this post-plant position that has been established here for outsiders is strong. They can win this round.
Still another smoke for Fame, but he can't use it towards CT right now. Now he does, goes back to throw it. That's going to help lock them out further.
And now he goes back into Hobbit, and Hobbit will beat him in the fight. Now 2 players coming up through the B ramp. Norbert's had to come back in to try and assist Kicker. This is no longer a good setup for the outsiders. It's very difficult to see a world in which Kicker gets any more time, but he's going to try. Kicker with a 3K, so close to staying afloat, but it's not going to be enough. Hobbit will get to the defuse, and Cloud9 will take victory in their debut here in Cologne. The return to land for the IEM Dallas champions has been solid with a 2-0 victory over the outsiders.